Bloggerini by Crow Duff.
Crowd of Us. So it's
Crowd
not crowd.
Duff.
It's a
What?
Crowd of Us.
Crowd of Us. Okay.
You got it?
Us.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. It's always
not
good.
crowdofus.com.
But the important thing is if you say something 3 times, then people actually really remember it. They post, hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Okay.
And I'm talking a little bit about Crowd of Us, which is a new platform that is related to bloggers and to entrepreneurs. 2 monster markets, probably 50 million each, and they are not connected to each other, but they're massive markets, totally diffused, not integrated, no leaders, anything like that. So we have 2 markets that we came up with a way that they can connect to each other. So from the standpoint of Crowd of Us and bloggers, we are creating the first the first LinkedIn for bloggers, the best way I could describe it. So what does that mean is that every blogger will want to be registered. Why? Because they can connect to business. Bloggers are a massively diffused market, 50 million, and there's nobody controls it. So the focus here is to allow the bloggers to connect to small companies and big companies. For small companies, the most interesting part of it is they can help the small companies much more than it can help an Intel or an LG or anybody like that. They can help a small company, they give them advice, they can get the word out for them, they can say, oh, I know other companies that you should talk to, so forth and so on. So that's how the blogger connects to the small company. The flip side of it is that small companies need bloggers to get the word out. But bloggers can also come to our platform to raise money for their own blog, which is like, you talk to people here and they're all bloggers and you say, would you like to have $10,000 for your business? She said, who do I have to kill? So that's really these 2 markets and celebrities and causes and charities and all of those things surround it. We're working on a TV show that's part of that. But the most important thing is these 2 groups need each other. And these 2 groups can do business with each other. And they don't even know each other. So that's pretty much what we're doing.
Well, today in the New York Times, they've talked about how Facebook is changing their abilities for positioning video on there. The whole concept of who's the message coming from nowadays has entirely changed. You are a blogger is the advertising vehicle, and they're the ones that'll tell somebody to go look at something. It's a whole new world, right?
It's a whole new world. And the interesting part is that every blogger represents at least 1,000 people. So if they say there were, 200 people here, well, 200 people here is 200,000 people, because every one of them is at least 1,000 people. So I'm more interested in talking to somebody who connects, like a celebrity who was just here. The celebrity connects to 10,000 people. Well, that's 10,000 people that I don't have to talk to. They talk to.
But more equally important to that is something they call stickiness. And they call that stickiness meaning that if somebody actually responds back to a blogger, they actually have built some kind of a relationship. Television is a one-way medium. They're trying to make it more interactive. And how are they trying to make it interactive? They're using the computer with the television. So the times have changed drastically. It's all about community. It's all about the community.
Well, it's also, I trust. I think what it's about is where it's going. And if we look at this and say, what's the future? What is things going to look like in 5 years? Now, it's hard to do with 22-year-olds changing the world with new technologies that's going on a weekly basis. However, the basic thing is still here. The basic thing is, why does this person need that person? And what can they do for each other? So that's what this is about. This is about the connection of 2 markets totally disintegrated from each other. They don't know each other, and they want to know each other. And when we talk to them, we find out how much they need each other.
Okay, so there's all kinds of different businesses right here. You have from drinks to ice cream to lipstick to coats to makeup. How do we get them all together?
Well, what happens here is these people are all here because they want to meet bloggers, because they understand the value of a blogger. And everybody else is learning, but they don't know how to reach them. We created the platform that allows them to connect. So if you say, I'm interested in wine, then you will connect to I'm a wine person, I can connect to the wine bloggers. The wine bloggers can help me. So that's very natural. And then the wine blogger may say, I want to build my business. How do I do it? So those things they're interconnected. It's my past.
But how do they know up front, even what makes them even realize that, they should go to a blogger and make a friend?
The way they're going to do is the platform does that. So you come in, bloggers don't pay anything to be here. So if we pick up 100,000 bloggers, then we have access to those people in a way that certain companies will want to connect to them. When we get to 1 million bloggers, it's a no other story. But I came from the wireless and the cellular business. In fact,
This man's a living legend in many industries, actually.
the thing that's so interesting here is there's a similarity. So I'm doing a speech next week, and I hold this up and say, this did not exist years ago, because that's a smartphone. And what is a smartphone? It's a cellular phone connected to a data network. Nice and simple. But nobody was doing it. So now, that was what we created originally before I sold my company. So the issue was people want to have one unit to do everything. So now they're small. And that's what this is. So our focus is to do that again. And here are two markets just like cellular and data with two markets. Bring them together.
All right, last question. 2 questions. What's good news for you? Good news. What's good news for you?
Good news for me is, well, there's wishes I have, which is, peace in the world and things like that.
That's my second question.
Okay. What the thing that is most important to me in this business is to move fast. And what happened in my past is I had to move very fast because you could hear, the horses coming, It wasn't that long ago, but you know what I'm saying. There's always today copy and people who take something and try to make it better. That's okay. That's American business. My focus is I got to move fast. I got to make it happen now. So that's where we're at.
All right, last question. What's peace for you? Peace.
I think that I don't remember peace, and I've been around a long time. There's always been some kind of strife, but peace for me is where we don't have to worry about our lives. I grew up in a very bad neighborhood, so I'm used to fear, and I remember terrorism when I was being terrorized by a 15-year-old when I was 12, But today, it's scary. And I'm hoping that there's answers. I don't know if it's going to be the White House or Congress or some movement that takes place, just like Gates and Buffett and these others came together to do something. Maybe that should be their next thing they're looking at. Maybe they should say, can we bring peace to the world? Because the world is no longer a country, and we are not the only country. So I hope so. We'll see what happens. I'll be the first one to advocate it. So.
All right, then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.